All right, here we go. We got sound in there. Let's see. Sound check. Yeah, I can get this sound now. Thank you, Omar. Trinity. Finally. I was going to sit here and talk all night if it wasn't for Omar. He told me there was no audio. That is crazy. I hope that I remember what the settings are because if I share the desktop audio, I better be able to find it. Oh my goodness! All right, so audio capture in mixed. Let me test and see if I get an echo. Let's see. Trisha, hello Trisha, and welcome. Nope, I don't hear an echo. No. All right, I don't hear an echo. Good, very good. All right, let's see if we can hear this.
To give the Democrats credit for one thing, and that's a healthy dose of gall. Both the House and Senate Democrat leaders were out last week claiming that they can't fund the government until, get this, we solve the, quote, Republican health.
All right, I can hear it. Fantastic. All right, so we are good. What do you guys think of the orange look? Trying to compliment President Trump in our orange look. Hey man, oh man is green, guys. My man, the man has become green. We got just members. It looks like, except for Ken. Ken is still testing out the waters. Now it's awesome to see colors on the members because I do know that we're gonna get a lot of support in our patriots standing up against corrupted government. Hunter, how are you? Let's see. This is a channel where, well, I opened the channel to actually discuss religion, politics, and sometimes we have story times. So, yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for that support. You are amazing as always. He said 100%. Let's go, baby. Yeah, no, we get a lot of support as well from Ken. And I'm going to thank you for the little hearts and the hundreds on the chat. I appreciate it. I need to get better at doing this, to be honest. I struggle sometimes, but yeah, no problem, Hunter. Everybody's welcome. You don't need to believe in God to be in this chat, just like you don't need to be a Democrat or a Republican, though it seems like it's more Republican to this day, simply because everything that most American patriots believe in are aligning on the Republican side this time. Now, I would like to think that, I mean, I don't know how everybody thinks about this, right? But hey, Freshly, how are you? Uh, it should say join, not subscribe. It should say join, Ken. Um, just throw me off what the hell I was going to say. I, I totally forgot what I was going to say. That's just my question. What are you? Oh, well, by default, I guess I would be a Christian. I would like to think that I don't have a claim on religion and would like to say I'm just a believer, but, at the end of the day, I think it falls under Christian. I will say this. Um, Let me see. Oh my God, it's in the tip of my brain. I almost remember what I was going to say. Let's see. Okay, here it is. I remember. Yeah, I'm doing a disclaimer. I just got to throw it out there. I want to make sure everybody knows, okay? Um, I don't know where you guys stand at, like, 100%. Obviously, we're all different. But, oh, Rush Babe in the house. Oh, I see you. Hello, Rush. Welcome back. I'm telling you, I get more excited because I was just talking with Trinity, and hey, Trinity, do you not see a join? I don't see it on my phone either. I don't see it on my phone. Interesting. Let's see. It doesn't show you up on the. Oh, you know what? Right by the next by the chat. I think if you click the little money icon, you can do a super chat or subscribe to membership. It says super chat or membership, something like that. Yeah, that's what it says on my phone. Let's see. Oh, I did receive. Hey, Ronald, welcome. Oh my goodness, it's starting to look like a Christmas tree up in this house. No worry, Ken. It's okay, brother. No worries. I really mean it. I mean, if obviously people do membership, you guys commit, to a month or however long you're going to stay a member. That's money that $2, $3, whatever. I forgot what I set it up to anymore, but that just helps me monthly. I can count on that. So it helps me tremendous. But Ken, I'm going to tell you seriously, you don't have to join membership. We will once we reach 100 members. We're going to be doing stuff just for ourselves, and I'm going to be showing you videos that only members will be able to see. Now, just so you guys understand, I don't want to lie to you about the perks. If you're a member, whether you're the higher pay or the lower pay, it doesn't matter. What you get from me, I am very grateful for whatever membership you choose, but I'm going to tell you, every single member has exactly the same benefits. I know the categories say different things, but that's just because of what YouTube has in there for defaults. But you guys are all special to me. And as a matter of fact, even if you guys are not members, but you guys support me a lot, because I see Ken supports me a lot on videos with comments, positive feedback, and I know Ken is already a patriot. So if anything, if we do something and Ken is not able to join, or if you guys notice another patriot that can't join, you guys just go ahead and invite and see if we can do it that way. Okay. I will eventually make my email public to everybody. I think we put it in here a few times. So if anything, you can. Hi, Elena or Elena. We can always, if you say, hey, it's okay, email me. Then whenever we do something special, then you guys will actually get the email as well. But for now, I can't take on too many tasks. I'm telling you, trying to get ready, getting used to all this stuff that I'm doing so far. It's really hard, but yeah, it's okay, Ken. Thank you. Good luck. I hope you find it, and thank you already for doing that. And thanks to everybody that's signing up for the membership as well. Again, everybody's going to have the same benefits. So the support, you get my thanks from the bottom of my heart and my love, no matter what. So I hope that's not a bad sales pitch or a bad marketing. I will say, it's hard to find time for myself, but I will try. I won't be able to do 3 lives every day, even though I love it, I enjoy it. I won't be able to do 3 lives every day, but maybe I'll stick with 2 lives, and then I have to find some time in between to go some things on the side. Like maybe I'll go downtown Seattle, for example, and I'll go and record a video. I with all the stuff that's going on over here, I don't want to go cause any problems with anybody. Cool Cat Renee is also on the same boat. He's supports me every single time that I come live. Cool Cat Renee, much love, brother. Good to see you here as always. Jay says, Dennis, it's hard to read your comment because your white shirt blends in with the writing. What comments? I don't know what comments. Oh, no. Oh, the heart is not straight. There we go. There we go. I think it's this cable keeps flipping it. That's why. Let me see. Well, I mean, if I turn down the light a little bit, let's see. Is that a little bit better? Not better. There. I just noticed that the lighting was actually pretty dim earlier, I think. So I'm trying to make it a little bit better. Amanda Moran, welcome. Hello, how are you? Phil, I see you. Welcome to the chat of the Crazy Patriots. We are crazy because we're the only ones that want to defend and support our nation, apparently. We just had our No Kings protest, and ridiculous, of course. I feel so bad because sometimes I get in here, and thank you, Phil, and I want to be nice to everybody, but man, sometimes it's just like how do you get over people that don't want to help this great U.S. of A. I just don't understand. How can you not love this nation? I can tell you, okay, yes, you can dislike a lot of people. Hate, maybe a few, right? Like maybe I get on your nerves, and you know what I mean? It's bad. I get it. I get it. I'm not going to hate you for it. I will never do that. But how do we get past, this thing of you're in the United States of America. Let's work to make it better, Let's see. Trinity says, yes, I just verified for anyone wanting to join as a member. Click the money sign to the right of chat and click on membership. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so that is the way. I think that's how I did it when I joined Graham to help him out, and also Sell Your Light podcast. I am supporting all the channels myself. It's not like I got a bunch of money to go everywhere, but I do what I can to support our fellow patriots. I will say, Sell Your Light podcast. He's a black brother. He goes off with the black community and everything. He is more on the rated R level of podcast lives, and I'm more on the PG-13 side. Okay, so that's how I will categorize it. Let me see. Paul Warner says, "Hate America protest." Paul, that's exactly right, man, and that's how I saw it. But whatever. Ken, see, that's what I'm talking about. You're always so positive, Ken, and I love you for that. I appreciate you. You're the only one who speaks the truth, he says. That means that means that Ken's life aligns with my beliefs as well. So I'm very happy. Hey Cheryl, how are you? I know you say hi Trinity first, but whatever. Nobody's jealous of anything. Salud and welcome to the chat. What can I say, guys? Except thank you. Thank you for your support and your love. I really appreciate it. I think eventually I will get a better mic. I know this is not the condenser mic that I would like to use. Believe it or not, I had one. I had a transformer and everything, but it just never worked for me. So I got to go with a cheap mic. A lot of people like the white anyways. Maybe a little bit too bright on the white, but my face is not that white, so I don't get to have all that light in there. Kevin, thank you. What's up, Mama Herrera? Kevin is probably talking to you, babe. Let's see. What's up, Trinity? Daddy Kevin says hello. Oh, Daddy Kevin. What up, Big D? What's popping, baby? Let's go. We got a small video to review, and who knows, maybe we'll find some more scoop to hear about. Let me see, who else we got in here? Cheryl's there already. Okay, Prime, you need mental support. Yes, Prime, 100% I need mental support. Speaking of mental support, man, thanks. I got to take my my hemp oil capsules. That's right. I don't smoke weed. We still doing drugs. Go America. It doesn't have the bad stuff on it, just the good stuff. Let me see. Linda, how are you from Alabama? Woo, let's go USA, baby, all the way around. Ronald in the house. Welcome, Ronald. MAGA forever. And for all of you guys who are new to my channel, the reason why we are MAGA is because we believe in this statement. It's not a slogan, it's a statement. And Make America Great is definitely what every single American should be looking for. We have been invaded with a lot of illegal immigrants, a lot of terrorists, a lot of drug dealers, cartels, etc. And all because, guys, let's just say some governors, senators, some people in government have decided that it's okay not to vet anybody that wants to migrate into our country. Now, I don't know if it was Ken, somebody. Hey, Brian, how are you? I see you. I don't know if it was Ken, but somebody made a comment that I appreciate very much. It was actually a little bit lengthy, but they pointed out something that I have said many times before, and that is that the United States of America has a quota or a certain amount of people, migrants, that they allow to come into this country. I think it was like a 1 point something million people that can come here to visit, migrate into the United States of America. And I have said that before, that there is a reason for that quota. It allows for our economic, our inflation, if you will. It allows for it to grow, allows work, compensation, etc., to go up as inflation goes up slowly. It allows for builders to make housing available, apartments. Here in Washington, they have been doing a lot of affordable apartments, they call them. A lot of companies are building apartment communities with like some of the buildings are low income, and then some of the buildings are high priced units. Now the units are all the same. There's nothing different, right? But I will give you an example. Now I worked for as a leasing agent for apartment communities, for commercial pre-leasing, excuse me, and for commercial slash residential pre-leasing as well. And there was this company, this apartment community, that they had a 4-bedroom apartment for about $2,300. And my wife and I, we went and looked, and we're like, hey, babe, we can do that. Hi, Lisa, how are you? I see you. And I said, well, let's go take a look and see, let's go get the apartment. Is $2,300? Yeah, it's pretty good. And then when we went there, of course, the amount of money that we make together, it's too much. Hey, just thinking about that, maybe now that we don't make that much money, we can probably qualify for that. Yeah, this might work out. We're going to have to go apply for this place again. Woo! Let's go. Low income. Anyways, so it's a true story. So we went over the amount of what they call low income. And so we didn't qualify for the $2,300 a month, which is great because it's 4 bedrooms, mind you. And we were supposed to pay like $2,960, almost $3,000. Which is over 600 and almost $700 more than you would if you were low income. But the problem with the low income apartments is that you have to make so little to qualify, that it feels like the government does that on purpose to keep you depending on the government. So Neil Montawi, thanks for the 2 super chat. Who do you support in 2028 when Trump is gone? I think the most obvious selection is J.D. Vance. And he's going to tear people apart when he runs for office. And yeah, I think that's going to be the thing right there. But you know, anything can happen. And what I was going to say to my patriots here is this: I don't know if you guys, where you guys stand on this. I I don't mind loyalists. Okay, I don't mind loyalists. That's okay for me. But I support patriotism, and it being Latino, it does help to know that we think different when it comes to what patriotism is. Okay, patriotism for me is a person that fights for the honor, for the respect, and the livelihood of the nation. That meaning all citizens in the nation, and those who are also legal in the system, like resident aliens or green card holders. I'm not politically correct. I like to speak my mind the way I believe, the way that I see things. And that's really how I live my life. So if you guys are loyalists, meaning, oh, I'm a Republican until I die, that's perfectly fine. It's up to you. There is a lot of people that say I'm a Democrat. It's my generation, Democrat. Okay, that's fine. But you can have your loyalism to a party, but at some point, like right now, we saw over 2 million Democrats coming over to support President Trump. Why? Because they switched to Republican. Some have changed their mentality because the Democrats are known to be the party of racism, the Ku Klux Klan, the slavery. Obviously, they want illegal immigrants to be in here. They treat them like slaves. When they talk about them, they're not talking about them being educated and being engineers and doctors and all. They talk about them as in who's going to pick our cotton. Who's even Hispanics, they have accepted the mentality. The illegal immigrants have accepted the mentality of, well, we pick the fruits and the vegetables for you guys to eat. And that is not okay. It's not okay. And so President Donald Trump is not a king. Let's make sure that everybody knows. We are a constitutional republic. We are not a democratic republic. Okay, we're a constitutional republic that has a democracy. We got rid of the king's orders. President Donald Trump is not a king. I want to clarify this problem. If you guys still think that he's a king, I will show you who really the king is. And well, a lot of you already know who my king is, but I'm saying I'll tell you what people make you think who the king is. President Donald Trump said it himself. And I will tell you something. Everybody that has been following me, that has seen my lives and seen my chats, you patriots know where I stand. I love this country, and I will make this example over and over because the hate just doesn't stop. You guys know I'm a migrant from Honduras, became a resident. I was a resident for a couple of decades and a half or something like that, 20-something years resident. Bless you, man. And became an American citizen because I wanted to be able to have my say in this country. See, it's a privilege for me to be able to vote. So I was able to become an American citizen, and I love it. And I haven't looked back since. Ron's easy fix. You stole my thunder, man. That is the only king that I believe in. Man, this guy. Somebody block Ron. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that is my king. That's the only king. But thank you, Ron. God bless you as well. But, that's where I stand, okay? And President Donald Trump has been hated, insulted, and me knowing how much I love the United States of America and how much I appreciate Americans. There's so many things that I want to say, and they're all just coming out at the same time, guys. And sometimes I forget what I was going to tell you on some things, but I have to say this. I wholeheartedly believe, and because I have seen it with my own eyes, Americans, I don't care what countries hate America. Let me tell you something. And the bad Americans can also take some of this gravy. Americans are the most loving, giving people. They are the ones that want to believe in God the most. And they try so hard to get there. And that's all we can do. Try. So getting that out of the way, nobody loves blacks more than white people. Nobody loves Asians more than white people. I know some people envy that. They hate, they're jealous, they don't want to accept it, but it's the truth. Some people love us Hispanics. White people love us Hispanics more than anybody else in the world. Americans, now this is everybody, Hispanics, Asians, whites, Caucasians, whatever you want to call them. We love other countries more than they love themselves. And you see how it spreads. It's you got to give credit where credit's due. A lot of people come in here with the ignorance of, oh, you are on stolen land. No, 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 it's not stolen land. Let's make it clear. And on my second live today, right, our early afternoon live, I even read some stats, a little bit of history on our natives and how they were fighting for territory, one tribe against the other, territories, resources, where to hunt. I mean, this is what they were doing back then. They were trying to conquer the land, and they would go and war against another tribe, and they would be fighting back and forth. Eventually, Europeans came over here. Well, they sided with this amount of Indians because they seemed to be the strongest. I mean, the Europeans were not stupid. They came in and found the strongest tribes, and they joined them, and then they beat the other ones, and then settlers, blah, 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 and boom, boom, bada bing, bada boom, here we are today. Okay? Horrible history, undeniable. Same history happened in Honduras, but over there was not the Brits. Over there was the Spaniards, okay? But the same horrible history, that's just the way it is, guys. We had civilized people come to the Americas where all of us Indians here were just savages. You're like, oh my God, why would you say savages? What the hell? What is wrong with this guy? Well, here, let me tell you what my Mayan Lenca's history was, specifically Mayans. Well, we had sort of beautiful things like sporting events, very beautiful, friendly matches like soccer, right. Except the ball was a gouge. I don't know if it's called gouge in English. Sorry about that. It's a rubber ball that weighed about 16 pounds, 16 to 18 pounds is what they say. And our Indians, the strong ones, some of them will shatter the bones on their feet from hitting the ball. And so they use their shins to hit the ball most of the time. And the winner of the sport got the privilege of getting sacrificed to some rock. Yeah, this is why we were savages. If the crops were not doing so good, they will sacrifice their own children to the god of the sun, or the sun god. Most of the people ran away. They ran away. They aborted. They left. They migrated north. And you have some Mayan descent on the southern part of Mexico, etc. So anyways, a lot of savagery. Well, let's be honest. As much as more civil people came over, there was still good and bad in all people. So yes, they did atrocities. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. I hear this little argument that Christopher Columbus was horrible and blah, blah, blah. Well, hey, listen, he was not a military guy. He was following orders. If he didn't, he will get beheaded himself. He actually went to jail, to prison, a few times in Spain. I believe it was in Spain. But he actually went to prison because he refused to follow some orders that he didn't agree with. Now, when you see natives putting, oh, Christopher Columbus was sitting there when people were getting punished, well, there's nothing he can do about it, okay? So fast forward to today. Horrible history, blah, blah, blah. I can go on forever. I can tell you forever, tell you history. But the fact is, there is a reason why I believe and why I say and do what I say and do today. And that is because I know a lot of atrocities in history. I will say that I do support the native tribes here in the United States of America. I think that we should always be mindful that they do exist and they should get respect. Okay, they should get our respect. They should get honored for being the natives of this land. I get it, right? Even though they were fighting each other, it doesn't matter. The point is, there is some rich history with them. Even though they will never accept the white man, or Americans for that matter, to be their brothers. Some Navajo have called me brother, and is very, very honorable to me. But it's not going to happen with everybody, okay? So I think that all tribes, native tribes here in America, should be respected, and, they got sovereign land. Be respectful, ask for permission if anything that you're going to do in there, okay? But here's the thing. If it wasn't for Republicans, we would still have slavery today. Okay, so I understand the loyalty on the Republican Party, and then let's remember, okay, that there was no Democrat or Republican before the Civil War, right? It was a Democratic Republican. That's what the party was called, I believe, right? But after the war, well, we picked sides, right? The southern states became the Democrats. They were the slave supporters, and then the North, Americans, well, they became the Republicans, and they're the ones that fought against slavery, because they thought that you shouldn't have to enslave a man in order to make gains or capital in this country. And they believed that every man was a free man. And, a lot of people die in that war. And I will point out again, white people fought to free the slaves. Okay? I know when the white men came here, most of the Indians died because of diseases, etc. But you know what? It was also white people that saved as many as they could out of them. And, that's where I'm at. That's what I believe. So for people that think that the Democratic Party has flipped, I don't think they ever flipped. I thought for a time, I thought they flipped, but they show over and over that they haven't. With this whole illegal immigration, it is crazy that it looks like they still support that slavery mentality. And I just can't stand that. So I am very glad that a lot of patriots that supported that party, which I supported it for many years since I came to this country. I mean, besides Ronald Reagan, I liked the Democratic Party for, until Obama. And then I noticed that the United States of America became racist, so much more than what it was really back in the days when there was a little bit of racism due to slavery. But I I believe, okay, wait, hey, hold on. Somebody's putting some facts about the North. Do you know anything about the North during 1861? Oh, man, I'm not good with dates, my friend. I barely remember my independence days back in 1821, September 15. But that's just because that's just my history in my country. And July 4th, 1776, 1777. Those are dates that I remember. Ken says, yes, they do want slaves. They do. I told you earlier today, and I told you that we're always going to talk about illegal immigration because it is the new slavery term. Paul, welcome back, brother. I knew I'd see you again. We have legal migrants that come here with a working visa. They get fired or laid off because these people that come with a visa, they do get benefits. Well, not all of them, but some of them, they get benefits. And they have to pay a fair wage. They let go of these people and they hire illegal immigrants because they don't have to give them benefits and they can pay them lower wages. And this is how they make the money. Now, they say that farmers are suffering, and I get it. I can see why they will go that route, but nonetheless, you know what? You got to trust in God. And if you think that enslaving people is the only way to move forward, you have the wrong mentality. And that's just how I feel. With that being said, my friends, salud. All right. I've been blabbing and blabbing and blabbing a lot. Let me take a few comments in here. I think I say hi to everybody that had come in here. And if you were not here during the first 5-10 minutes, you missed it. Just know that I appreciate you being in here. We're going to take a look at what the senators are saying about the shutdown. And then we're going to go ahead and criticize them together. So the reason why I'm starting to do these lives like this and watching some of the videos is because I want to be able to say things on what we see together. because a lot of people, maybe they don't have time to watch everything that that I'm watching or whatever the excuse is. I want everybody to watch the same thing, and I want to see what reaction people actually get. All right, so let's say Chicano President Trump has declared that all liberals must downvote Dennis. Yes, yes, absolutely. As long as Washingtonians vote for me here in Washington, we should be all right, guys. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna need some of your patriots to be emailing people and making some phone calls. All right, let's see if we can get this party started. Let me see. There we go. I gotta like click so many things off over here. It's just horrible. I thought I had everything correct. Let's see. Let's see if that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, so let me see. Cocaine is fueling the gibberish. Mike, uh, we call it coffee here. I don't know what kind of drugs you're doing over there, but we don't promote that kind of drugs. Just caffeine, my friend. Salud, my friends. All right, no questions. Still shut down. It's still shut down. Wait, did they reopen? Did I miss the news? Well, let's find out. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and play this. And let's see what we gather out of this.
You have to give the Democrats credit for one thing, and that's a healthy dose of gall. Both the House and Senate Democrat leaders were out last week claiming that they can't fund the government until, get this, we solve the, quote, Republican health care crisis, end quote. That's right, the Republican health care crisis. It is truly amazing how a program Democrats created and tax credits that they chose to sunset have now become the Republicans' crisis. Republicans, in fact, never had anything to do with it. Democrats created Obamacare.
100%.
Alone.
100%.
They implemented the enhanced tax credits. Alone.
That's what Nancy said.
They chose a sunset date for those tax credits. Alone. Democrats are solely responsible for the Obamacare tax credit cliff. And yet they're trying to pin this disaster on Republicans while at the very same time they're asking Republicans to bail them out. It's really kind of ironic, Mr. President. Well, Democrats may not win a lot of points for truthfulness, but you have to give them credit for gall. Now, Mr. President, while Democrats may have created this health care situation, I have made it clear from the beginning that Republicans are willing to have a discussion about how to address it. In fact, I'm perfectly willing to guarantee Democrats a vote. But none of that is going to happen until Democrats reopen the government. We're not going to negotiate on anything until Democrats stop holding government funding hostage. And if they really want to address their Obamacare mess, they should stop running out the clock on a deal. And all they're doing by that action, Mr. President, is keeping the government shut down and enhancing, believe it or not, the chances this situation doesn't get fixed because the clock is running. Now, Mr. President, before I leave the subject of health care, I do have to mention the irony that while Democrats claim they're defending Americans' health care, their shutdown has actually suspended valuable health care services for a lot of Americans. Medicare and rural patients are currently dealing with the elimination of telehealth services thanks to the government shutdown. Telehealth, of course, increases the accessibility of care and lets those who live far from medical treatment or who otherwise struggle to travel to conduct prescription refill appointments or other visits from the comfort of their home. But that assistance is currently being denied to them thanks to the Democrat shutdown. But I'm not sure why I'm talking about shutdown costs. Democrats have made it very clear that they don't care about the costs of the shutdown to anyone. Democrats used to care, of course, or so they claimed, In fact, I could fill a book with Democrat quotes on how shutdowns harm hardworking Americans. But over the past 3 weeks, it's become clear that Democrats' previous concerns had more to do with politics than with principle. Democrats were against shutdowns when it served their purposes, and now that it serves their purposes, or so they think, to keep the government closed, they're all for shutdowns, no matter how many Americans have to suffer in the process. Well, Mr. President, I've talked about health care today. Democrats would definitely like Americans to think that that's what this shutdown is about. But of course, the biggest driver of the shutdown is not health care or any other issue. It's the Democrats' far-left base. Left-wing activists demanded a showdown with President Trump, and Democrats fell in line. That's why you see the Democrat leader, who actually voted to fund the government in the spring, leading the shutdown brigade this time around. Far-left groups were rallying this weekend, and the Democrat leader and other Democrat senators were out paying homage. And if these same left-wing groups have their way, Democrats will be keeping up the shutdown for a long time to come. They don't really care about the solution, Mr. President. It's about politics. For the sake of the American people, let's hope that there are some Democrat senators who will eventually put the needs of their constituents over the demands of their far-left base and work with Republicans to pass the clean, nonpartisan funding measure that is saying right here in front of us today. And when passed, will be sent to the President and signed into law, and this government will open up again. Mr. President, I yield the floor.
So what do you guys think about that? I think as much as we
No, Mr.
as much as we do need, of course, healthcare, as much as we need EBT, food stamps, etc. I think that, let me point out a couple of things. I think that a lot of people have been brainwashed into depending on the government to give them food, to give them their freedom. And that's not what the government is for, okay? That's it's got something to do with it, but that is not the reason why we have a government. Hey, Drop, how are you? I'm doing good, buddy. To think that we are only able to survive if we have food stamps, I think your mind needs to change. You need to change that mentality, because if you keep thinking about that, you're going to be so dependable on the government that when it comes time for the government to tell you what to do, you have no choice. And I know some people don't want to hear this. Let's not mention any race or colors or anything, because everybody's involved in this. Let's just say poor folks that keep popping children without any knowledge on how to keep a budget. That can be a problem. Stop making babies if you can take care of yourself. Now, I know that this sounds really bad right now, but watch the difference on the other side of it. If you have to depend on welfare, stop making children. Very simple. I know people won't do it, but that's how it works. There is a difference, and we'll get to it. If you are able to work, like for myself, most people in here probably already know my story. I was homeless, working a full-time job because I didn't know how to go against the system, okay? There is a problem with that. But I never gave up. I never stayed or got, for that matter of fact, any assistance from the government. I still kept working my full-time job. I still kept working overtime. And when I couldn't afford to live in that place anymore, which by the way was in my car in California, I decided to come back to Washington State because it's a little bit more economical. I can get a job. I can probably get a one bedroom, bada bing, bada boom. You gotta make a move sometimes, right? So here is what medical for people and the big beautiful bill is for. Now, if you guys haven't done so already, I covered this in one of my videos. It has like 100 views, so I know most people haven't watched it, right? But I covered this because I was watching what they were talking about in the hearing for the big beautiful bill. Don't worry, it's not going to be 3.5 hours long, which is what I spent looking at it, plus the hours that I spent trying to put this together so that you guys can watch it with a shorter version. But Democrats, all of them, they filibustered. They called it the big ugly bill, and they fought about it. And they want this big beautiful bill to have benefits for illegal immigrants. The $1.5 trillion that they're whining about right now, they say to you this, and I will get back to the whole who gets to have these services. The big beautiful bill says that if you are illegal, you do not get healthcare benefits because American people that actually need it need to get better healthcare. Another thing in the same token, if you are able to work, you should work at least 20 hours a week. That's part-time job. If you have children above 7 years old, they will not qualify for the income tax credit unless you work 20 hours a week. Now, there's a lot more to these benefits. If you are disabled and you cannot work, that's what it's for. I believe it's called Medicare. Is that right? English is my third language. What'll fit. And you have people that have been dependent on welfare. Now, again, for disabled people, for our elder American citizens, even residents, I believe they still qualify for this sort of health care. You should be getting those benefits. But illegal immigrants should not. Body able to work adults should not be getting these benefits because they don't want to go to work. Now, I know there was a lot of satire videos out there from people that said, "You're crazy. They took me off. Of my health care. I have free health care. I used to get this much in food stamps, and then now they're taking my cash options." And you see this person walk into a big ass truck that most Americans probably can't afford it in their lifetime. And here is he looks like a normal person, right? And he's able to get all these things: a good house, a good vehicle, good life, plenty of food. While in the meantime, a lot of Americans that are working their butts off can't qualify for these services. So something has to give. And so the big beautiful bill addressed that. They voted it in. Everything was done. The CR bill that the Democrats don't want to sign is the same bill that they voted on. It is the same bill that they have voted on 13 times, I believe is what it was, that it was good. Now, all of a sudden, they want those $1.5 trillion benefits that were taken away from illegal people and body able to work people. What is the problem? They come over and they say, okay, government is shut down because of Republicans. Why? Because Republicans did the majorities in the Congress, Senate, and they're in the White House. Okay, well, if that was true, I would be agreeing with them. And I would be like, okay, Republicans, what's going on? President Trump, what's up? What's happening? But see, here's the thing. The big, beautiful bill has passed. It's done. Democracy has won. And they are reneging democracy. Now they want to fight back again because now they see the dates coming to where these people are not getting this help anymore. Only American people and those who really need the benefit, that really qualify for the benefits. Okay? So they're going against the voting that has passed. It went through Congress, it went through Senate. They are correct. The majority is Republican, so it passed. But they don't get to come and shut down the government and then blame Republicans for it, because what they don't tell you, the American people, is that even though Republicans have the majority, they have Congress and they have the Senate, that doesn't mean jack squat. In order for the government to keep working and to stay open, they need 5 votes from the Democrats in this case. And I think that that's where people get lied to. Paul Tremblay, thank you for the super chat, 20. Appreciate you. Keep up the excellent work, brother in Christ. Amen. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for that, Paulie. I'm not sure why I can't reply to this in here. Oh, I think it's because it's the software on the desktop. All right. Sorry about that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And so, as I always say, they what's popping, Ox? They keep saying that Republicans shut down Congress, the government. Sorry, but it's not true. It's not true. As a matter of fact, 2 Democrats. Remember the big dude, the bald guy with the sweater? He don't like to wear suits or whatever. Big guy. What's his name? Brenner. What's his name? Anybody help me out with his name, and I'll tell you if you're right. Fetterman. Oh my God, I said Fatterman. Fetterman. I think it's Fetterman. Something man. Let me see. They're not getting cut off. They just need to work part-time to receive. Amen. Okay, so here's the thing. In order for them to continue receiving, guys, and this is very basic. This has always been like this. If I work part-time, Fetterman, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Win, and Adam. It's always been that way. If you work 20 hours a week, okay, look at the logic, and this is just me. I'm a single father. I'm not, obviously. I'm married 14 years. My wife, blah, blah, blah. We got 2 kids. We're together. Okay, but let's say I'm a single father or a single mother, if you guys like that better. I'm going to say I'm a single father. And, well, I'm with my baby. I watch my son. I take care of him, etc. But I need to work. My son is 7 years old now. Now he's going to school. My job now is I need to work a job from 8 a.m. to like 12 p.m., right? To noon. 4 hours a day times 5. That's 20. Or I can do 6. Actually, that would be more. It will be like 5 days of 3 hours and then 1 day with an extra 2 hours, right? And then I can get my 20 hours a week. So if we do it that way, okay, we can do that. And that would allow for my kid to go to school, kind of babysit, right? They're going to go to school, get an education, and then I am able to go work that part-time. With that part-time, it allows me to qualify for food stamps, for medical, and maybe some housing, and maybe, just maybe some cash. It depends on your family size. So I think it's fair. And I believe that they also have child care that they will pay for you. Can you imagine that? They actually pay for that child care so that you can go to work, and you'd be like, well, I might as well just stay home. That's a lot of money that they're paying. What's the difference? The difference is that you are being taught to be responsible, to go to work, to stop being lazy. Nobody wants to get up in the morning and go to work. No, we all struggle to get up. We all want to take our time. We don't want to take a time off. Trinity, I told Trinity, I was like, man, I need to get Sunday off. I need to, and I had to work so hard to take it off because people were commenting on my videos and it was making me want to come in and do my live, and I struggle, right? My wife likes to work. She knows there's bills to pay. So we got to put in our time in everything that we do, right? Whether I do this live, right? So some sort of podcast live, or she still work at the company where I worked, it doesn't matter. The point is you make the money and then you pay your bills. That is the responsibility. Now, I'm telling you, I'm very grateful that even though, I'm just this little guy, right? Not much to do in the world, so to speak. I I come in here and I try to tell the truth, and I try to break stuff down that I believe that everybody should know. We're going to listen to Schumer, and you're going to see the difference on how he speaks, and then we're going to break it down for everybody. I want to see how many people actually agree with what Chuck Schumer says. Now, I haven't watched this. I haven't really. I haven't watched this. I just thought that it would be interesting to grab this video, listen to it together, and then we can judge it as we hear it. Okay? So I hope that everybody's clear on the big, beautiful bill. Now, I'm going to go ahead and dive deeper into it before this schmuck comes over here and says something. Schumer. Sorry, that's his name. I apologize. President Donald Trump has been making deals with Big Pharma. You guys know this, right? We got Maha. We're working on the healthcare system. We got President Trump making deals with companies like, what's the one company that just came in? Billions of dollars. The one that made the vaccine for COVID. Oh, my God. I even got the vaccine, too. It's I should have never taken it, but I took it. Pfizer, I think it's called. Billions of dollars coming back to the States. They have lowered medicine. Like, we're going to pay the lowest price that anybody in our level of country pays. Before, somebody was paying $80 up in the UK, and we were paying $800 over here. That is crazy. That is crazy. So now those prices will drop over here. So for all of you that love Big Pharma, well, there you go. There is a break on that. So not only is he working to get people back to work, and this is how it works. You get people that have been depending on thank you, Monkey. I appreciate you, Rush. Yep. I think I said it before you guys put it in there, so I will take credit for that. But I think getting Americans back to work, or at least start thinking, hey, I need to go do something, guys. I need to go give my 4 hours a day. Very easy. I think it's very doable. What I will tell you is, even if you work 4 hours a day, part-time, it feels like you work the whole day. I understand that. But you know what? We are going to be more proud of you for that. And you will be more proud of yourself for that. So when you get your benefits, when you get your food stamps, when you get your free medical, you're going to feel so much more proud of yourself, because you know that you're earning it instead of being entitled to it. I know there's a lot of, like I said, satire videos out there of people crying because no more food stamps, because of Medicare, etc. Number one, to reiterate, it's not for illegal immigrants, okay? Even though seeking asylum, that's just going to be knock it off. Asylum is temporary. It's not a green card. It's not a citizenship. It is a temporary time of help. With that being said, they also voted to have no taxes on overtime. Now, I know I got really excited about that one, but I believe it's on the overtime part of the extra hour, not the whole hour, your time and a half or double time and a half, whatever your overtime is, okay? And then what was the other one? No tax on tips. Okay, we're waiting to see how great that is. Now, one of my most favorite ones is, for me, it's the next one after this one. No taxes on Social Security for our senior citizens or for those who have retired already. They don't need to be taxed on this money. Now, that's one of the things that pisses me off about this No Kings protest. They grab a bunch of senior citizens that are stressful. They have been lied to. They say that this King Trump is going to destroy their Social Security when they know it's not true. And the reason why the Social Security is disappearing fast is because of, 19 million illegal immigrants. I say 19 because about 2 point something already had self-deported. Maybe more by now. I don't know. I haven't kept up with the numbers. But nonetheless, that is the great benefit for our senior citizens, and they need to know the truth. And my most favorite, and I will have to wait until next year when I do my taxes to see how this one works. But I have a loan on an American car. I believe some of the parts were internationally imported, so I don't know how much of this is going to be good for me as an American that has an American loan on an American car. But I believe that it was up to $10,000 that I can deduct on my taxes. Can you imagine? Up to $10,000 from the interest on the loan That's amazing. If I get $10,000 back, well, I don't think that's going to happen. But if I get $10,000 back, all that is going to the car loan. I'm done. I'll pay it off. Done. So it's huge. And some people don't even think it that way, right? But I think it's great. I'll have to see how that works when I do my taxes next year. Okay. But I think those are great points. You know, they're not just doing the big, beautiful bill. And let's remember that that big, beautiful bill adding tariffs. You have to understand the big, beautiful bill is not the one thing. That's it. No, it's not. This is what I don't understand is Congress people. How can they not make a better deal? Because President Trump, unlike Obama, unlike Biden, unlike any other president that has always started wars, they have been. This drives me crazy. This drives me crazy right here. We pay so much taxes, right? We pay a lot of taxes. Nah, we don't pay as much as the rich people. Let's be honest, okay? They're the one. They're the true taxpayers, right? But we pay taxes, supposedly, you know, whoever makes enough money to pay taxes. You pay taxes, and those taxes the government is supposed to use so that we can have a better economy, so that we don't have a deficit or a debt to our dollar. Instead, we've been paying taxes all this time. And the government that we have gotten in place, I don't know how many of you guys don't see this or how you don't get it, but the $37 trillion in tax and debt. And we're paying taxes every year. Tax, 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 tax. Tax the American people, tax the American people, tax the American people, tax the American people. And yet we are still going down 35, 36, 37, going to $38 trillion. No president in the last couple of decades has stopped wars except President Donald Trump. Every president that I can think of right now wasted billions and billions of dollars attacking countries and groups, and they just spent money. Biden was over there. Oh, we're the American people. We got the strongest economy. We got the wealthiest country on earth. And he's like, just here, $100 bill, yo. He looked like a pimp. He looked like a pimp, like a drug dealer, just throwing money out there for people to become druggies and doing all this crazy show. And, Americans, oh, this guy is talking really strong. And, oh, yeah, let's support him. In the meantime, he's just pissing your taxes away. What is the difference between Biden, Barack Obama, George Bush, and President Donald Trump? President Donald Trump actually went to Saudi Arabia. Qatar. Yeah, I know. Some of you hateful people out there, maybe there's no more in here. There's probably old patriots in here. But a lot of people hate Donald Trump or envy him because they gave him this king's welcoming. And this is where they got that no kings idea. But I'm going to hit you who really believes they're king. I'm pretty sure you patriots already know, but this is where I'm at with this, okay? So they welcome him as a king. Oh, President Donald Trump, it's an honor to have you here. Johnny, please stand up, Johnny. Talking to the prince, to the head prince over there of Qatar. And Johnny, please stand up. Oh, I love this guy, blah, blah, blah. And then he went to the emir, and the emir just welcomed him. And they gave him this big necklace, I think it was. And they offer him a $400 million plane. And the Democrats were having a fit. Oh, no. Look at him. He's breaking the Constitution. He's going against the Constitution. He's accepting gifts, guys. He's accepting gifts. Who gives a shit? He's done more than anybody has ever done for this country. The least they can do is give him a damn plane. Now, for you poor folk, I get it. The jealousy is immense, right? Again, they might not even be here anymore. But for those poor folks that are very envious of President Donald Trump and the people that are very successful in this country, let me tell you something. He didn't accept the plane for himself because everybody gave him shit about it. I get it. But he did accept it, I think. I think he accepted it, right? For the military. And when he stops being president, that plane, it's supposed to be on the library, the archive, or whatever the hell they call that place. And that's where that plane is going to sit for the rest of his life. With that being said, you know what? He went and made peace in the Middle East. Whether people like to acknowledge it or not, it is irrelevant. We know the truth. Now, I like the way that he's thinking about this Hamas breaking this ceasefire deal. I love the way that he went about it, and I am glad to hear him say it. Because that's exactly what I thought, and I was hoping that he wouldn't say something else. He says, I don't believe that was Hamas. I believe they still have some of these gangs and terrorists, other side organizations, but I don't believe it was Hamas. And I agree with that. So the ceasefire is still in place. Now, did Israel attack? Of course, they attacked certain targets. I don't know how that's going to work. All I can tell you is President Donald Trump said if they don't stop it, they're going to get annihilated, wiped off the face of this earth. And I've said that before, haven't I? Some of you that follow me, you guys already know. You guys already know this because I told you before, right? So I think it's fair enough that I can say that President Donald Trump said the right words, and we are on point to where we need to be. With that being said, for all those people that complain about the medical care, blah blah blah, all this stuff, of course we need medical. We need health care. But again, President Trump went to the Middle East. He came back with over 70, what was it? At that point, it was only $13.4 trillion, I believe, in investments in the next 5 to 10 years. Now it's hit over $19 trillion. Now, let me paint it for you really quick. Let me paint it. And a matter of fact, I'm actually going to do some research on this number here really quick. Not from MSN. They suck. Let me see. Let me see if this number is correct. Okay, let me see how much. Okay, give sec how much. All right, here you go. Oh man, I want you to take this information with a grain of salt because I don't truly trust just Googling stuff. I'm not a grifter, as they say. But here you go. So we're up to 19 point something trillion dollars in agreements and investments for the next 5-10 years, right? This is amazing because this is what I see. Woo! Let's go. Trump put tariffs on the world. For what? To make them come and negotiate. Hold on. Salud, my friends. You're going to love this. Check this out, Brian. So here we go. And then after this, we'll go ahead and listen to Schumer. Okay. $19 trillion investment in the next 5-10 years. Fantastic. We are saving trillions. Let's just say billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. Salute, my friend. Hundreds of billions of dollars by removing illegal immigrants from our healthcare and food and all this other stuff. Now, let me remind you that so far, illegal immigrants that have gone to school have been receiving scholarships to go to college. They get paid some $100,000 scholarships. No longer. That will be for Americans only, okay? And for legal status people here, maybe foreign exchange. I don't know how that's going to work. But, peep this. The government shutdown is the most phenomenal thing that that we can ever hope for, because it tells you how useless this government is. Now, not for the people that have been getting their benefits. That's not what I'm talking about. But there is a lot of departments that have been fired from President Donald Trump, and they will never come back. We don't need them. We're saving billions of dollars right there. Now, with that being said, check this out. Now, again, take this information with a little grain of salt, and here we go. Oh, man, let's take a look. The total U.S. federal revenue for fiscal year in 2024 was approximately $4.9 trillion, with the largest contributors being individual income taxes. This is true. Around $2.4 trillion. followed by payroll taxes, about $1.7 trillion, and corporate income taxes, about $530 billion. The total revenue represented about 17% of the nation's GDP for that year. Total revenue, guys, in taxes. We're not talking tariffs, in taxes. $4.9 trillion. Tell me, where is that money? USAID. I know you love it, but they've been stealing billions and billions of dollars from us. NGOs, and I've said this many, many times, Seattle, Washington got caught with their pants on the ground, and they were audited, and they have found over hundreds of millions of dollars. They don't know where the money went. Billions of dollars. They don't know where the money went. NGOs, money laundering, you name it, it's happening. And I am going to use a playbook from Nayib Bukele if God allows me to sit in that governor's seat when the time is right. And I'm going to use a play from Nayib Bukele's book. And I am going to do the exact same thing in our government. Ooh, finally, somebody will going to have to be accountable for what they've been doing. And if we cannot recover that money, I'm going to say this. If we cannot recover it, we're just going to drop it. But we are going to support the next president of the United States of America. We will not be using hundreds of millions of dollars on Sanctuary City. That shit's gone. No more Sanctuary City. We are going to be talking a lot with farmers in Eastern Washington specifically. And we're going to make sure that these people get the best equipment to farm everything they need to farm. And we want to make sure that the only regulation that we have on these farmers is everything that we eat, everything that they produce for the people. First of all, for Washingtonians, needs to be safe and clean and affordable. So we're going to get rid of some gas taxes, hopefully. We'll see if we can convince most of the colleagues to lower that tax. We want to get rid of, I know Governor DeSantis in Florida has been fighting. I don't know if they got rid of it yet. But I want to get rid of property taxes for homeowners, not for commercial users, but for homeowners. I don't know if that's going to be able to work, but these are the things that we're going to go fight for. I think they give us 4 years, 2 to 4 years. So we'll do what we can with what we know. And you know what? We'll keep talking about this because this is how I'm going to keep it fresh up here. And I want all of you guys and everybody else that comes and join us to hold me accountable for that. Okay, hey guys, you remember we were talking about this about a year or 2 years ago? Do you guys remember what were some of those issues? Like I would literally have every single Washingtonian join this channel so that I can ask them, what do you need? What are we talking about? And we're not going to be spending billions of dollars so that I can get you the right hair color. We're not doing that crap. No, we are not supporting transgenderism. We're going to go ahead. If somebody thinks that they're a boy when they're a female, we're going to seek some help for them. And that's exactly how we're going to help them out. We are not going to lie to them and tell them that if you're a male, you can be a female. That's not how it works. We're not going to lie to them. We're going to encourage them to love themselves as they are. And I'm going to fight against bullying a lot, cyber and physical. And I think that's a good start, right? Bell said it costs money to have allies. That is true. That is true. And with that being said, America first. People want to always talk about 20 billion to Argentina. Well, let me tell you something. It might be 40 from what I heard, but I'm waiting to see what President Donald Trump is going to get out of President Xi. Now, you know, Canada turned their back on us. Mexico turned their back on us. We're alone, fellas. We're alone. But as history has taught us, when we said no to kings, we kicked the Brits out of the United States of America. And you know what the Brit... Okay, let me see. Before we get to the video, can somebody tell me what did Britain do against the United States of America after we kicked them out of our country? What did they do to us? Let me see if anybody in here has a little bit of history knowledge on this issue. If there's any libtards in here, please, by all means, jump in. Gender fluid. That's the stupidest thing. I'll tell you that right now. Let's see. Bootlicker Bandido Suavecito. Let's see. Tell me, what did the British do to the Americans after we kicked them out of this land? Man, this guy. That's not the question. Stay on subject, man. Cheryl, very good. We're going to look into that as well. Who's price gouging? Well, you have to understand, sometimes price gouging is people that take advantage of others, or they're afraid of what's going to happen in the market. See, the market, the stock market is not the economy, okay? That's not the economy. But they do put a lot of fear-mongering on the people. So we'll see. We'll have somebody fall. Oh, Marvin Burnow. I think, okay. Let's see if you are right. That's pretty damn close. I don't know if it's the same meaning, but I like it. I like it. Marvin Bernal. All right. I'll tell you what happened. Irma says they taxed us. No, that's why we kicked them out. Corner stores do it. They took South Africa. Very close, JC. Ox, hey, much blessings. God bless you, man. Who controls the markets? Matthew. Okay, so I don't know. Some people here they kind of hit some parts of it, but what they did was, first of all, we are a baby of a nation. Okay, the British blocked our route to be able to trade. This is what China is doing today, by the way, just in a different way. But they blocked our route, and they say, F the Americans, they are going to just dry out, and they are going to cease to exist all on their own because they don't know what the hell they are doing. You know what? I believe this was towards the end of, I'm horrible with dates, I apologize. Towards the end of the 1700s, we had to do a trading route where we got pirated. So that's why I'm laughing at Marvin. And they were attacking our ships, trade ships, and they were taking Americans into slavery. This is how the slavery got introduced into the United States of America. Well, for the Africans, okay? There might have been some Indian slaves already. But 10 years. For 10 years, as far as I remember, we had to pay $1 million a year or so to these pirates so that they wouldn't attack us. Well, they still attacked us, and we still paid the money. But what they didn't know, what the British didn't know, is that within those 10 years that we were paying pirates to not attack us, Thomas Jefferson, the creator, the founder of the what is today the most powerful military force on earth, created the Navy. And we went to the coastal African pirates and we beat the crap out of them. We released our prisoners that were enslaved, and we brought slaves from Africa to the United States of America as a form of payment. So they were enslaved, and they were able to buy their freedom very harshly because they were paid a lot less than what they should have. But nonetheless, many people became free. Now, I was going to stop right there because that is successful. A successful story in the United States of America, and we are now one of the greatest nations. As a matter of fact, the greatest nations in the world. Now, I will throw some stuff in here for you guys if you don't know about slavery a little bit. Some people get touchy with this one. But there were free slaves. There were people that were able to save, people that were smart enough to have a budget to hold those cravings, save money, and pay their freedom. And those people that were free, they were no longer slaves. But here's a story for you. Well, two. One of them is one of the richest men in the United States of America, which was a slave owner. I believe his name was, I don't know, Anthony Jackson, Somebody know? Does anybody know? Is it Anthony Jackson? I think it's Anthony Jackson. Okay, Anthony Jackson, I think. And he was one of the richest men in the United States of America. And then the other story was, yes, that's right. He was black, just so you know. And he was one of the richest people here on the United States of America, as far as I can remember. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but there it is. But I do know that there was a black woman that was a free black woman. She bought her husband. This is a true story. Andrew Jackson, thank you, Trinity, I appreciate it. Bought her husband. Now, peep this. She bought him not to free him as a man and then marry her. No, she bought her husband. She I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. She bought her husband. She didn't pay for his freedom. She bought herself a husband, a slave husband. And this is the craziest thing. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. I apologize about that. That ain't right. Here's the crazy thing. You know, he tried to discipline his son because he was the father. Well, the son didn't like it. The mother didn't like it. How dare you? You're my slave. I mean, you're my husband's slave. Well, they took his ass to court and they won. So they put his ass in jail because he was trying to correct his son. Crazy story. Crazy story. But as they say in history, it was a true story. So we'll have to accept it. We have to accept it. Okay. But there was a lot of black men enslaving other black men, and the reason for that, guys, it's not that they were evil people. In those times, they needed a lot of labor and laboring hands, and the only way at that time was to hire men, which the North did, and so did the South. But you will know that a lot of slaves from the southern states used to call the northern slaves or servants, which is a better term, Uncle Toms, because they wore suits. Some of them were, butlers, and, they were a little bit more educated per se. And they used to call them Uncle Toms. That's why they use that terminology. But it is a difference on how the white man on the north treated the black man on the south. Does that make sense? The white man on the north treated the slaves on the north, and the white man on the south treated the slaves on the south. If you guys don't know why we had a civil war to free the slaves, it's the Republicans believe that every man should be free to live their life and to pursue, their happiness, and have liberty for everybody, right? I know they didn't become citizens until afterwards, even though they were promised right away. But a lot of white people died for black men and women to become free, not slaves anymore. And a lot of people don't want to talk about it in history, but there it is. And today, you heard it on the Dennis Herrera show. Man, that's a lot of history. Way too much, guys. I'm sorry. I went too far. Too far. I was talking about money that was coming into our country. But anyways, I think it's important that people know that, yeah, Ox is over here. He knows what illegal immigrants are. That's today's slaves. Well, not really, right? Because they can't go anywhere they want to go, except for the ones that are actually encampments right now. They have to work to earn their freedom again from the cartel. And you guys don't know half the stories that I know. But, that's where we're at today. So imagine $4.9 trillion, right, on tax paying. Tax dollars, baby. Let's go. Tax dollars, $4.9 trillion. Not only that, but then we're getting hundreds of billions of dollars from tariffs. So imagine. So we have, let's say that the people being taxed, the sheep that like to pay taxes. We have to pay taxes. Let's just join the wagon, right? Then we have 4.9. It's probably going to be more than that now, but let's say we got $5 trillion every year that we, the people, are paying in tariffs. Okay? Now, mind you, I would like to remind every single person in here that before the tariff, Cutting Edge, hey, how are you, man? I see you. Sorry, but I didn't. I don't know how long you've been in here, but I see you. I gotta salute my members, man. These guys support me every day and every month, so I appreciate them. I appreciate everybody, but I deserve to say hello and acknowledge them more. So we have all this money that taxpayers are paying every month, every year. Sorry, every year, every fiscal year. And then we have tariffs now coming into our country, right? Before we were just hemorrhaging money out. We were losing hundreds of billions of dollars, and this was for decades. This is why China has become so rich and powerful, because of us. We are 1/3 of the market. 1/3 of the market. And so they made a lot of money from us, but now we're trying to make some money back. So what if China is paying us hundreds of billions of dollars? They are still making a lot of money. They just won't make that much money anymore. But they will still make a lot of money from us because we are crazy. We need some Chinese gadgets. And we'll continue to buy it. We'll continue to buy a bunch of Chinese things all the time. But they need to be fair, and the trade needs to be fair. We have lost a lot of people. We have worked so hard, and I say we, I don't deserve it. Our forefathers before have worked a lot. They have done a lot of things to sacrifice to make us be where we are today in history and in time. That China needs to give us money if they want to keep producing a lot of money from the American people. With that being said, that's going to be hundreds of billions of dollars more coming into our economy, into our government, into our country. We got rid of illegal immigrants getting free health care. Now we got all these people that are able to work, boom, off welfare. And you know what? Now we're bringing more taxes in because people are going to go to work. Well, they're going to pay taxes. Illegal immigrants, they make most of the money and they send it back to their country where they came from. So they're not really helping the economy here. And let's make it clear. If somebody's using another American citizen's name and social security, you are ruining their credit. You are ruining their livelihood, so to speak. And you are being fraudulent, which makes it a felony. And so you're making it worse for yourself. This is why I don't support illegal immigration. Carocho, I agree with you. Illegal immigrants have paid over $100 billion into this country. What they don't tell you is that they are making more babies than American people are. They are, all of them, giving birth at the hospitals, and American taxpayer dollars are the ones that pick up the bill. Not only that, but if they're able to pay taxes, they are able to claim taxes as well on the refund. And when they have families of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 10 children sometimes, they get $3,000 income earned credit per child. And that's a lot of money. And I can tell you that $100 billion paid in taxes, I can almost guarantee you that they waste over $1 trillion every single year. And this is illegal immigrants. Changed my mind. Salute my American patriots. From a migrant that followed all the rules, became an American citizen, and loves you greatly. Yeah, it's a tax credit. Yeah, tax the rich. Tax the rich. Oh, what? What? Did I just say over $1 trillion a year? Oh, that's right. It was $1.5 trillion, man. Whew, I'm telling you, man. I am telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Can you explain it in a dumb way? Yes. Here, I'm going to put myself as an example right now. Let's say I don't have my wife, no kids. I make $35,000 a year. No, I make $20,000 a year. I pay about $1,500 in taxes. I get $3,000 back. Did I pay taxes? Not really, right? Not really. I know, Ox. It's very hard to understand. It's not easy, but do the taxes yourself, and then you'll figure out faster. I do taxes myself, so there you go. Uh, go home to mommy, says 3H. Let's see. Go home to your family. Oh, that's right. They left your ace. Go home to your family. Did he just type a bunch of stuff back? Man, see, this is your time to shine, baby. This is when you can come in and make some, like, you know what I'm saying. I'm giving you all this information. If you think it's easy, do it yourself. I can tell you right now, just today alone, we have been speaking 8 hours, just talking. Do it yourself if you think it's that easy. All right, I gave you guys all the explanation. I'll give you a little bit of history, and I'm sure that we're going to continue to give you the same explanation over and over because, my dear American patriots, there's always going to be more people coming in here with questions, sometimes ignorance. Now, guys, don't get offended when I say ignorance. Ignorance just means that you don't know yet. That's all that means, okay? If I call you stupid, it's because you are. But being ignorant, I'm ignorant on a lot of stuff myself, so I had to educate myself. With that being said, let's take a look at Schumer here, and let's see why the government is shut down, guys. Let me see if I can get this correct. All right, Schumer, lights on, baby. You got to go. Here we go, guys. Pay attention.
President, we enter another week of Donald Trump's government shutdown. And Republicans seem happy not to work, happy not to negotiate, happy to let health care premiums spike for over 20 million working and middle-class Americans. Our country is staring down the barrel of a health care catastrophe, and Republicans will spend this week either vacationing or holding pep rallies at the White House. It's been over a month since the House of Representatives even took a single roll call vote. That's shameful. That's derelict. Government workers must work without getting paid. House Republicans get paid without working. What about the Democrats? Our position remains the same. We want to end the shutdown as soon as we can and fix the ACA premium crisis that looms over 20 million hardworking Americans and many tens of millions more whose premiums will also go up. Look, the ACA premium crisis is not a fix-it-later issue, like Republicans keep pretending it is. It's a fix-it-now issue, because very soon Americans are going to have to make some really difficult choices about which health care plan they choose for next year. When they see the amounts of money, when they see the increase in the number of dollars that these premiums will cost them because the tax credits expire, $500 a month, $600 a month, $1,000 a month for older couples in the over $20,000 a month. They're going to have to make an awful choice. Do I cut out health care altogether and be left alone? Or do I cut back on everything else to afford a health care plan? Do I have to look for a new plan with different doctors, different hospitals, higher copays, higher premiums? Every American, just about every American, or so many Americans, tens of millions, are going to have to start making that choice the next month. Health insurance prices under the ACA are now available in about a dozen states, and Americans in those states are already seeing with their own eyes the horrifying truth, what we've been warning about for months, that multiple millions of people are going to pay tens of thousands of dollars more for health care, so vital to Americans. When you are in a family and you know you can't provide health care for them, or much reduced health care, and you look at your spouse, you look at your kids, and you say, what am I going to do if they get sick? What a frightening experience for people that Republicans are putting America through. All because they wanted to cut all this health, cut Medicaid and cut so much else in health care to pay for tax cuts for the wealthy. It's just perverse. It's inside out. It's upside down. And Let's be clear about who will get hurt if these tax credits expire. Republicans have been lying about that, too. If the ACA premium tax credits expire, the majority of people who will pay more out of pocket are working and middle-class families. In fact, the majority of people who benefit from the expiring tax credits live in Republican districts. The state of Louisiana, home of Speaker Johnson, is one of the states about to suffer most. I read an article last week from CNBC. It said, the headline, ACA enhanced subsidy lapse could hit early retirees hardest. Middle-class couples in their 50s and early 60s who were too young to qualify for Medicare face the largest dollar increase in premium payments. One Idaho couple interviewed by CNBC will see their premiums spike not by 50%, not by 100%, by 300%. $15,000 more a year just to have health insurance. That's what financial ruin looks like. In fact, if these tax credits expire, older Americans could end up spending 30% of their income just on health care premiums. Can you imagine? What kind of country do we live in? What kind of party is this Republican Party that is unwilling to solve this problem, which is staring Americans in the face, frightening Americans from one end of the country to the other? And yet Republicans, what are they doing about it? Nothing. They're on vacation. It's unacceptable and morally repugnant. Democrats are demanding nothing more or less than what the overwhelming majority of Americans already want. Even a majority of MAGA voters want it. 58% of those who voted for Trump say renew the tax credits on into next year. Americans want to keep their health care costs low and avoid financial ruin. Americans want to see the government reopened as soon as possible. And Democrats agree, we're at the ready. We want to get past this crisis, but Republicans need to wake up from whatever dream they're in, because fixing the ACA will require them to take action. Now, on the economy. Republicans like to talk about eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. Well, they can start by looking at Secretary Kristi Noem's expense report. This weekend, the New York Times reported that the Department of Homeland Security has purchased not one but two private jets, luxury jets, for Kristi Noem to the tune of $172 million in taxpayer dollars. The administration says these are G700 aircraft. That's one of the biggest planes there is, private planes there is. And they say they were purchased for safety reasons. Kristi Noem and the administration say these G700 aircraft were purchased for safety reasons. That's like saying you bought a Rolls Royce to get good seatbelts. This just shows you how much contempt this administration has for people struggling to make ends meet. Let's be very clear. At a time that Americans are paying more for groceries, falling behind on car payments, seeing their electricity rates go up and up and up, Secretary Noem thinks it's a good use of taxpayer dollars to buy two jets known for having, quote, the most spacious cabin in the industry. Whatever happened to the Kristi Noem who said any expense at DHS over $100,000 needed her personal approval? Apparently she wanted more legroom for flying. This would all be perhaps a little more amusing if it wasn't so insulting to the American people. Because while Donald Trump's cabinet secretaries get their private jets, the American people are getting higher health care premiums, higher grocery costs, a worsening job market. Let me just show this chart, a list of awful headlines about the economy just from last week or so. From NBC, U.S. consumers bearing more than half the cost of tariffs so far, Goldman Sachs says. In the Wall Street Journal, grocery prices keep rising, frustrated consumers are trying to adapt. Market Watch, high inflation and lack of jobs leave Americans frustrated with the economy. Those are headlines last week. So let me get this straight. Americans pay 90% of the cost of Donald Trump's tariffs for more groceries. They see fewer jobs, and now the American people have to pay for 2 top-tier private luxury jets for Kristi Noem. If you want to know how much contempt Donald Trump has, how much contempt his MAGA administration has for working people, look no further than Noem's luxury jets.
House Speaker Mike Johnson.
And well, I'm going to tell you a couple of things. Here we go. Tariffs, number one, are not taxes. I know we mentioned this before. I agree sometimes with people so they can shut up. But tariffs are a surcharge. Change my mind, okay, if you disagree with me. Number one, we are not paying those tariffs. If you're buying stuff from China as a business, you up the price on that product. If I feel I want it that bad, I'll buy it. If not, I won't buy it. Number two, that is the cost of doing business. That is a tax deduction that you can have as a business owner. Now, see, they always like to tell you the negative stuff about it, but they never teach you how you can overcome it. I love how he said that we are paying how much percentage? I think he said 90%. I don't want to exaggerate, okay? But I think he said 90% of the tariffs, we are paying it because of high prices in food, etc. Bullshit. It is the local government that raises taxes. I read to you $4.9 trillion in taxes. That does not come from tariffs that we are paying. Those are taxes that the local government puts on us. Here in Washington, we're paying about $1 more for gas, not because of the price of barrels price, but because of the taxes on top of that. And yes, there is price gouging going on. No, Melody, I don't know. I can't believe you believe those lies. But no, we're not. And again, if you want products that are tariffed, that's on you. Okay? Support American businesses. How many times have we heard that? Support local. You know how many times I've heard this throughout the world and the Philippines? Buy local. Support the small business, the local small business. Support that. You know, you can go and pay $30 for a hat because you think it's worth $30. But if the hat is worth $5, but you think that it's worth $30, you will pay it. So pay the damn money to support American product. It's that simple. I can't believe that somebody will have a t-shirt made here in America. And the same t-shirt, same quality, made by some brand, people will pay $30. Why not pay that for the American product? Don't worry, Omar. Just let them talk. Their ignorance is bliss, as they say. Don't be fooled. I am actually surprised that farmers depend on foreign fertilizer. You're going to tell me that we cannot make fertilizer here in the United States of America? How is it that we can trust foreign products? Oh my God, I should save this for tomorrow. I should save it for tomorrow, but you know what? I'm going to forget about it. So let me just share it with you today. Maha has just pointed out to us that a lot of the foods that we consume here in the States, especially Asian markets, etc., all this food, fast food, junk food, all this crap that we get from foreign countries, you guys go and buy this stuff and trust. That is perfectly fine. You question it not. Who's your king? Well, there's one of them right there. He thinks he's your king. Nancy Pelosi thinks she's your queen. All these Democrat corrupted politicians that they're not really Democrats, to be honest, but they still carry the name. They are the ones that think they are kings. Most of the stuff that we eat here in America is junk, is crap, is bad for our bodies. This is we have obesity. Fat people get fatter. Skinny people get malnutrition. We have a lot of diabetes in this country. Come on. I know I'm big too. I'm doing my part trying to exercise, but the food here, let's be honest, it's not that good. And what can we eat? We can only eat what we can afford. So that's a problem. It's a big problem. So we have Maha, working on our health and our economy. Not only that, but they're fighting cartels, they're fighting drug dealers, they're fighting corrupted Democrat politicians that unfortunately they still have pull. I know they pay some protesters, but they don't pay everybody. A lot of people, they're just, you see some of them here in the chat sometimes, right? They're narrow-minded. They've been brainwashed, and the first thing they say to us is, "Oh, you've been brainwashed." But here we are, and we give them all these examples. All these examples. The information that I give you is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you get it here for free. Common sense. Common sense. Like Senator Kennedy says, you know what? We pay people to hate us. They should just hate us for free. Why do we need to? Do I have to go and look up Marco Rubio's hearing? $10 billion for some African country to do some sort of circumcision or something like that? I don't know, guys. I don't know. USAID. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. And all the people that have connections with that have done money laundering, they need to be held accountable for. They need to be in jail. Yes, $20 billion to Argentina. And Argentina is going to do what for us? 7 million people. Nope. 294 millions. Look to the twits of Ana Paulina Luna. I hate you for free. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I have a big mirror on my face that you're looking at yourself when you say that. Let's see. Waste, fraud, and abuse. Waste, fraud, and abuse. I think is what you're saying. How much? You're spreading propaganda, says Monkey Juice. Man, I'll take $10,000 a month. I'll be paying a good chunk of taxes. I'll be able to afford my rent. Maybe I can afford some steak and some lobster here and then. That would be nice. Pie, home and 50,000 gram bride. You know what? That's hearsay. That means nothing. What's with the Argentina thing? So, what can we benefit? What's Argentina? Now, since some of you guys in here mentioned $20 billion to Argentina, I want you to tell me why we would do that. Why would we help Argentina? Kieran, man, you are one loyal, hateful guy. Thank you for being here, and if it makes you happy, I'm not a Christian to you. How's that? You are sick, man. Sick, I tell you. Sick. Sick, man. Anti-leftist hermano. Jimmy Kimmel rules. Oh, Ultraviolet says it's $40 billion. They doubled it. Why? They did, Cheryl. Why? Why did they double it? Come on, guys. Come on. Hey, Karen, why don't you put an actual comment on there instead of trying to spam? Let's see. The devil is a Democrat, Jim Peacock says. Man, that's harsh. Man, even I am not that harsh, guys. Let's see. What else do we got? Jeff says, there is no God. Sorry for you, Jeff. But you and Kieran are birders. Let's see. That dog says, yes, so $20 billion was originally to offset the crumbling peso, which, yes, that is exactly what we're doing. What are we getting in return? Did you guys research that far? Yeah, Melody, they don't like us speaking facts. It is what it is. Except for Chris Molina, he's pulling your chain, guys. There is no Trump 2028, but Trump 2028. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, blocked his Ilias a while ago. Says man, I got the power. Let's see. Cheryl, don't judge. It's not your job. It's God's. It's okay, Cheryl. If they don't think I'm a Christian, I'm not a Christian to them. It doesn't matter what they think. Okay, here we go. 98 has some information. Here we go. What's going on, 98? Tell us. What's on your mind? Jeff says we're getting nothing in return. Monkey Juice, I'm waiting for you guys to give me some facts. Ronald, stop. Ronald, man. My Patriots, please, don't spoil the surprise. Yeah, Ronald spoiled it. I wanted to see if this leftist haters, libtards will actually know why. Independent, welcome to the Clown Show, my friend, where everybody is welcome, even yourself. But let's see. Dems react to truth like demons react to holy water. Ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the truth? You should have seen my supervisor. He was a Democrat. He's a Democrat. I don't work with him obviously anymore. But bro, he used to get red whenever I talk about politics or religion. That guy, man. I almost brought some holy water with me. Oh, it was so close. So close. That guy could. I don't know what the. Okay, guys. Serious question. What the hell is wrong with Democrats? Why are you guys so soft? Why are you guys so hateful? Why is it that you can't dialogue, man? Why? Time out. Put Ronald in time out. Why can't you guys just dialogue? Man, you know, there has been a few callers, a few people, even on the chat. They have super chat their question, their comments. They disagree with a lot of the things that I say, which is okay, right? But they don't. Most of the people here, I think. Now, listen. Senator Kennedy said we shouldn't pay people to hate us. They should hate us for free. Well, I say you should pay to hate me. So I am not Senator Kennedy. You want to insult me? Put a super chat in there. Don't be cheap. Tell your mommy to let you borrow the credit card and you can do $1 chat. Tell her it's not going to be that much. Okay? Go on now. Go to mommy. Go home to mommy. God, I love Trump, man. I love Trump. Uh-oh. Manuel Correa is in the house. All right. China buying their soybeans. Their pie. Very, very good, my friend. Very good. I am a leftist, but you're funny as heck. How you deal with libs. Ultra. It's what we do, baby. It's what we do. It's not an easy thing. Believe me, it's not an easy thing. I will say this. I get a lot of support from my Patriots. I get a lot of love. You see all these colors in here? I get a lot of love from my members. They really are amazing. They really are. Let's see. True Trump grift mentality, says Melody. Melody, there is a new vaccine, guys. Guys, I forgot to tell you. This is not for you, Patriots. This is for those people that suffer from TDS. There's a new vaccine out there. It's called Reality. Once you wake up to it, you will feel a lot better. You're going to love yourself again. You're going to love life again. You may just start defending the United States of America. And, well, you might look a little bit better after you have received this vaccine. Paul, that's right, brother, he says. And Trinity, see, that's what I'm talking about. We love you, bro. We love you, Dennis. And I get that from everybody that comes through my channel. So a lot of these people, that come through here, they just like to hear some sarcasm. I love it too. Have you guys ever been to a comedy club? How many to the comedy club have been offended at the comedy club? How many of you have gone and somebody made a racist joke, which we don't do here, but they caught names, etc. I think a lot of people can't handle that. And what's funny is that every time I watch little comic shorts, there's always that libtard that has been triggered by some joke, by some name calling. I'm telling you, this is why when they say I'm not a Christian, I understand. I understand where they come from. And maybe I should cut it down, but what the heck? This is an entertainment for people as well as politics and religion. I find that interesting, guys. Every time that I mention something about God, like people just, it's like the chat kind of goes up crazy. They get crazy with God's name being mentioned. All the libtards are leaving, and yet I didn't hear any one of them, even though Ronald kind of spoiled it. Not one of them said, what benefit are we getting from Argentina? Well, I guess the world may never know. Right, Ronald? No king protest rules. Yes, yes. Thank you guys for letting the world know that the United States still stands against kings. We love our president, Donald Trump. By the way, he said it on the plane to all the news reporters. I ain't no king. I'm not a king at all. I'm not a king at all. I bust my ass off working for the American people. That's all I want to do. That's all I do. 100%. Man, I gotta tell you, you gotta love President Trump, man. I love President Trump. And he's not playing, man. He's not playing games no more with these terrorists. Do you guys remember there was a clip years ago? That is correct, Monkey. Andrew. There was a clip when he was talking about, who was it? ISIS and who was the other terrorist group that was our enemies? I can't remember. ISIS and who? Who was fighting? Anybody can give me a hint here. I'm drowning. Somebody, maybe some of these libtards that are still left in here can tell me who were our enemies that were fighting each other. ISIS is one of them. I forgot the second one. Who was it? Let's see. Okay, Ronald, now you can say something. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Somebody's got it. Somebody's got it. I don't want to make up the name. The Taliban? Al-Qaeda, that's closer. Al-Qaeda's closer. Uh-oh. Watch out. Cutting edge in the house. The United States is seeking to reduce Chinese influence in Argentina, including by granting preferential access to supplies of uranium and lithium, key resources for batteries and nuclear energy. 100%, my man. See, I knew somebody would come up with that answer. Minerals, rare earth minerals, my friend. Well, that's what we want. That's what we're going after. Let me see. Appreciate you, brother. Much love to you. Always supporting, and I appreciate it. All right, let's call it the Taliban, maybe Al-Qaeda. I don't know. One of those two, right? The point is, both of these terrorist groups were fighting amongst each other. And President Trump says, well, what the hell are we doing there? Let them fight. They're both our enemies. It's not like one of them is our friend. See, they're both our enemies. So let them fight. Yeah, I man, 100%. Thank you, Cotton Edge, man. Appreciate it. That is exactly right. And I was hoping that some of these libtards would have said something, but no, it wasn't the Houthis, sweetheart. It was ISIS, and the Taliban and Al Qaeda sound more like it, but I know ISIS for sure, 100%. And we went over there and wasted again. We went over there and wasted money. Billions of dollars. Again, how do we get into a $37 trillion debt? Well, that's how. The difference with Donald Trump doing this kind of stuff, we're getting money back. They're paying us. They're doing favors for us. That's how we get things done. The Golden Dome, baby. The Golden Dome. It's coming. It's coming, and China and Russia and our enemies are watching. They are watching to see what happens in this next 3.5, well, is it 3.5 years? In the next 3 years and some months, What was it, like 1,800 more days for these leftist people to suffer of TDS? Who knows? Maybe they'll never recover. But yeah, Hexeth is a drunk. Well, I mean, he's got to celebrate, man. Let him get a couple of drinks in there. He's been dealing with you tards for so long. I don't blame the man becomes alcoholic with. Oh my gosh, man. I'm surprised President Trump is still fighting. Let's see. Yep. That's going to be good for us, big time. Let me go ahead and give you guys a quick reminder that all of the, people seem to forget right away. People seem to forget right away that we have, as we speak, we have company investors that are building manufacturers already as we speak. We're going to start making a lot of money very soon. And if we continue having presidents like President Trump, we're going to be even wealthier than we've ever been in our history. And you can take that to the bank. So I'm going to say, man, he's doing a great job. He really is. Man, Ozzy says, man, thumbs up. Man, he says, doing a great job at the Pentagon. Let's go. And Patriots, we got to do our part on our side. I really believe, there is I don't know if I will call them right-wing people, but there is millions and millions of people that think like conservatives, that think like Republicans today, that think like patriots in this country. Millions and millions of followers. Who knows? Maybe we'll get there too. Maybe we'll get 1 million followers and we can be more influential on our elections, trying to give people, the truth as we see it. I like it when, guys, I don't know, maybe this coffee is probably laced with something, but why is it that whenever I take my stand and say, fight for America, defend its honor, respect the people, protect the borders, follow the law, some reason I am lying. I am a deceitful person. Why? We're reading stats, money that we pay in taxes, money that's being collected from tariffs. What's the problem? You see what I'm saying? So these people like to come in here and say you're brainwashed. Well, he said America first. Look at him. He is over there helping Israel. And what did Israel do for us? I don't know. They just gave us the technology of the Golden Dome. I mean, but that doesn't help them. I mean, it's a small country. Everybody throws missiles at them. Yeah, some of them land, but you know what? They do with what they got. Yeah, that's nothing. Intel, yeah, that's nothing. We don't care about the technology from Israel. That's God-given technology, by the way. With the whole thing with Argentina. Oh, what, $20 billion to Argentina for what? No, we don't got the money. Well, $196 billion from Biden, free money to Ukraine. You didn't say shit about that part, did ya? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, there's a lot of little clips that keep playing in the back of my head. It's a gift. Islam State versus Al-Qaeda. Well, guess what? Al-Qaeda, I don't care for them, to be honest, or Islam. But I do believe that the peace in the Middle East is very important. There's a lot of crazy people out there that are trigger happy, and if they ever build nuclear weapons, well, it'll be the end of the world, and I'm not exaggerating. But for us believers, Christians, we are waiting for the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. And hopefully we make it on that trip. President Donald Trump doesn't think that he's going to make it, but I think that in reality, a humble man like that might just be the one that makes it, and probably not the rest of us, to be honest. Let's see. He's not going to work tomorrow because they are lazy ass. Let's see. Jeff Chalmers, why? The Democrat Party is circling the drain. I believe that the Kings and the Blue hate the free thinkers and the free speakers of the red. I mean, honestly, I'm actually red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue is what I am. Right? Nice. All right. Nobody else. If there is a $50 super chat here, I will allow you to go ahead and make a phone call if you want to make a fool of myself. And let me know if you're interested. Or just for the heck of it. I mean, however you want to do it. Let's see all these libtards. Well, these guys don't have a job, so I guess they wouldn't be able to super chat, I think. They're so used to getting free stuff. Not you, Patriots. You don't need to call. You guys are already in here supporting, and you guys give me a lot of good feedback. MAGA Beggar says, Esbama, Berta, you're still in your mama's Trinity. Seriously, why do you give these guys free cell phone number? Now they're going to call here. I'm going to have to talk to one of these tards. Hopefully, Patriot calls and gives me some information that I may not be aware of. All right. Let's see. Alex Chappell, no such thing as free healthcare, my friend. That's true. That's true. Somebody has to pay it. Yep. 100%. 7 million nursing home residents looking for their pudding. One, I don't think there were 7 million people out there, but, not you, Cutting Edge. You always show me support, and you don't use your mama's credit card to give super chats. You have been very generous, so don't worry about that. Brian, Ronald, all of you guys, thank you so much for your love and support, man. That's right. Nothing is free in life. Was in Desert Shield Storm 2 pro-Trump, pro-MAGA, pro-ICE, pro-America First. Thank you, man, for the service. I appreciate that. And every other veteran that has gone to service and they have kept their oath to the American people. Remember, my veterans, that if you fought for this country, even if it was for the wrong reasons, you fought for this country. Now that you're not in service, the best way that you can fight for this country is to protect it from illegal immigration. All you got to do is stand up for it. All you got to do is go to the ballot, put on the ballot who you want to run for president, for governor, for senator, etc. You have that power. A lot of us that can't serve, we are here talking truth. And you know what? I'm waiting to see Donald Trump do something stupid so that I can call him out on. But everything that he does, I would do myself. So either I am very wise or very stupid, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to let you guys, enjoy the night too much. I think you guys did a great job, guys. Thank you so much. Melody says, yes, Dennis, hopefully it was a positive something for something good that I said. I cannot read everybody's comments. Please forgive me. But you guys see that when somebody gives me a super chat, whether it's $1.99, 10, 5, 20, it doesn't matter. I acknowledge it because it pops out and I can see it more. Now, sometimes I can read a lot of comments in here, but when the chat is busy, don't hate me for not calling on you, okay? Jeff Chalmers, Berta. We have another bird in the house. Doesn't want to leave yet. He loves the entertainment. Let's go, baby. Vern Nadler says 23 years serving in the military, or you're 23 years old. Trump cutting vet money, says Evany. Well, if you support illegal immigrants, you are to blame for that. If you believe cartels should be running rampant here with illegal immigrants, you are responsible for that. Bell says, thanks, Dennis. Just found you tonight and subscribe. Let's go, Bell. More patriots are joining the MAGA movement. Isn't it crazy how Americans support a migrant that became an American citizen? That is the beauty of following the law, respecting the American citizens, and speaking the truth to the world. Because I do get people here from Australia, from Russia. Can you believe that? That's crazy. Let's see. What else we got? 8,450 something subscribers. That's crazy. And we have hit, let me see, we're almost at 4 months of doing this channel. Yes, I joined a long time ago, but I started doing this show about almost 4 months ago now. And so I thank you guys. That I think that averages about 2,000 subscribers a month. I'm okay with that. I appreciate it. I think that very soon we might see more positive comments than negative. And I think that we might just have our own little mini red wave on this channel to where we can actually tell facts without hearing negative, hateful comments from a lot of our visitors that don't agree with us. As I always say in my lives, don't waste your time insulting people. Put a question. Give me an example of what you think is right. Maybe you are right, but you got to put that comment in there. I am more likely not to make fun of you if you do positive comments on there, if you actually give an opinion of why you think that way. And well, if we disagree, we disagree, but at least there will be no animosity between us. So that's where I am. So like Nathan Reese right now, he is a beta, and that's what he gets from me. 98 says too many demons. Man, I'm telling you, it's tough, man. But see, this is why. That's what I'm talking about. Big Rocket, appreciate the compliment. See, that's what I'm talking about. That people want us to say we are Christians, but what they're saying is they want us to be weak, and that they want to abuse us. That's what they're saying. And homie, don't play that. So if you think that I'm not a Christian because I defend my views, well, to each his own, right? Hey, Rob, welcome. No pie. There is no Epstein files. I know people try to sneak in here with some Epstein file stuff. Mucha gente aquí no está que look bulldozer. That's true, bro. It's true. Many uneducated people in the house. But Big Rocket likes the white microphone at least. I wish that it was better quality. I'll tell you that right now. I wish they make a better quality microphone in white because I do love the white. But it doesn't have the condenser on this mic is not that good. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise in there probably. Even he says Trump will give pardons for money. It'd be all right. There has been a lot of people. I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to say this before. I don't like the fact that when we were against the vaccine, Democrats made us look like we were the evil, demonical people. They imprisoned a lot of Americans. They punished anybody that spoke against them, while meantime saying they believe in freedom of speech. But not when you use it against them, apparently. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that you can buy your pardon, sir. But some people are rich, and it's a thank you. They could give money away. Cutting Edge says, Dennis, tell them to read the Crusade and see if the Christians are weak. Hey, we are not the Crusade either, Cutting Edge. Stop starting mess over here, bro. But yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. People, I'm telling you, bro. They don't tell you, hey, you're a Christian as a compliment or saying, oh, wow, this guy really respects the truth and is a law-abiding and he loves people. That's not why they tell you that. They tell you that to stop you from acting as a defensive form against the evil that they're doing to you. And see, that's where I'm different. I'm sorry. I know. Live by the sword, die by the sword, they say. But, if we are just defending ourselves with words, well, if I have to die by words, well, so be it. All right? That's where I'm at with that. Let's see. Come on, guys. Running out of time. I know I started late, so I'm giving you guys a chance. A little extra time. But I have a game to play. Destiny 2 is awaiting for me to play. Probably just for about an hour. I don't play as much as I used to. Get tired. I got to do more reading. I got to do more watching, more listening. so that I can give you guys some more information every day. I do want to thank you guys because you guys keep bringing up issues that we most certainly need to pay attention to. I'm going to try to follow more on these small press conferences and things like that from live TV, but I want to stick to my schedule. The morning, the mid noon, and then in the afternoon. I'm sure by the time I show you some of these videos, you guys may have already seen the live stream. But for those that don't get a chance to see those live streams, you get to watch it with me. It's in kind of like we're all together in this theater and we're listening to this press conference together, and then we get to interact. I get to read your comments, and then I give you my comments back as I see it. I love that. I mean, I don't know. It's been kind of easy because a lot of you patrons that support me we're on the same page. We can think with common sense. We love this country. We believe it should be respected. We believe that our country is the greatest country on earth. We have the most powerful military force on earth. We help so many people throughout the world, and I think that we finally got an American patriot that wants to bring some of that respect back to the United States of America. And I'm not going to say this in a negative way. Tyler, how are you, brother? Good to see you. Nathan Reese, Beta. These guys like to be called Beta. I think they do that on purpose. Been a while since I played Destiny. Waiting G for Halo of PlayStation 5, right? PlayStation 5 is what I got. And yes, Bulldozer, I love playing Destiny. Although I'm not very good with this freaking hidden stuff, you know? I got to this level for the new exotic, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find all these diamonds that I got to find and etc. Especially on a hard level. I have a clan, but they have all abandoned me because I don't play as much as I used to. I've been very busy, especially with this project that we're doing here tonight. But I still love to play, very casually, but I do play. GTA 5, I've never been a fan of GTA. I think the last time I played GTA was probably back in 96, 97. I'm just horrible at it. That's why. It's not that the game sucks. No. I will tell you that I will enjoy watching somebody playing it. I can do that. But I will probably not do that good myself. I like shooting games. I played games like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, Black Ops. I didn't like it as much. I think they went beyond. I don't know. Did not become a fan of Black Ops. But Destiny, the only reason why I played Destiny 2 is because I used to be a big Halo fan. You know, they're everywhere. Run for your lives. The little aliens, you know, when they see the humans coming, especially Master Chief, etc. That's why I played Destiny 2 because it's kind of like, you know, like follow up of Halo. Max Payne rules. I don't think I played Max Payne. I think the only Max Payne that I heard of was when I went to the movie theater, and I thought, what a shitty movie. I'm sorry, but that's just what I got from that movie. It could have been so much better. I hate the way that the format that they put on it, I think. Have fun in ICE custody. That says Jeff Chalmers. Jeff, they don't arrest, well, they do arrest citizens that act like jackasses. For example, these two ICE agents were giving this, we will assume that they are citizens, but what they were doing is they were following around ICE agents in their car. You know you cannot be stalking people. They can get arrested for that, right? And so they're like, what? We can go to Home Depot with you? It's like, you're following us wherever we go. You're not going to Home Depot. You're following us. Well, can we do that? No, it's illegal. And we will arrest you if you keep following us. So if they did, I'm sure they arrested them. Okay? They don't arrest American citizens or residents unless they become violent and become jackasses. That's when they get arrested. All right? Lord Vex doesn't know what a Gestapo is, but I am glad that those stupid comments are not true. I support ICE 100%. I support the police 100%, even when I don't agree with them. See, people get entitled in this country, and I believe in respect. And yeah, that's where I stand with that. And President Trump is just as hated as I am, if not worse. But we believe in freedom of speech, and people should just accept it. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for your likes, for your support. Thank you for all the love you give me. I appreciate you. And just want to say, God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless the USA. I will see some of you tomorrow morning. And hopefully tomorrow we get some better news about